All right, really quick. This is going to be a rather brief video, you guys. I'm just going to be talking about the Social Security insurance accounts and the birth certificate bonds that the government issues for every American citizen upon their birth. And this is a topic that I covered in one of my first videos. I believe it's called the Social Security Trust. It's one of the first videos I posted. I also talked about this in the 9/11 video about how in 1933, when the government basically told everybody, we're switching to a new unit of exchange. We're no longer accepting gold and silver as forms of payment. We're going to be using Federal Reserve notes from now on. So if you're in possession of gold or silver currency, you need to turn it into us right now. Otherwise, you can be fined $10,000 or imprisoned. That's what the government told people. You need to turn in your gold now, or else we're not using it as forms of payment anymore. And not only that, you need to turn it into us. You need to give up your gold, bring it into your nearest bank or government financial office, turn it in now. That's what they told the people back in 1933 when they declared the national emergency, the Emergency Banking Act, and switched from the gold standard over to fiat currency. And the reason they did that was in order to implement their new world order of paper money, colorful money, Federal Reserve notes. And as they did this was a way for them to pay off the national debt, the debt that the United States had incurred to various other nations. This was, I believe, the 5th time that the United States had declared bankruptcy. And this was the New Deal, where instead of having to pay back all of the foreign banks that loaned our country money, they said, here, we're going to pledge our citizens as collateral for the national debt. And so what they did was they started issuing out birth certificates with hidden insurance funds backing them. And these insurance funds were the means for us to pay our debts, because our debts are now a United States government liability. I'm not going to go into all of that, but this is what I was teaching people last year. When I was teaching law, I had about 13, 14 people that I was teaching law to, how to do the proper tax forms in order to claim money from your insurance account that's backed by your birth certificate and your social security number. And there's a way for you to see how much money is in this account that you can access yourself. You can access this. This was the insurance account that the government promised us when they switched from the gold standard. This was the exchange that the people agreed to in 1933. And so what you have to do is you have to call a brokerage firm. You give them your birth certificate number and your social security number. And what they'll do is they'll give you the CUSIP number. Now, the CUSIP number will tell you the actual value of your birth certificate, which is a bond, a promissory note, and the amount behind it's a CAFR account. It's a claim of assurance, ASSURANCE, claim of assurance fund reserve. And there are millions of dollars in this account that you can use to offset your bills for new purchases. And these are all things that I was teaching people last year when I was teaching law. Before the police started messing with me, I had people call brokerage firms. There was a very specific one that I was instructing people to call, and the brokerage firm will find the CUSIP number. The CUSIP number is like a identification number on the stock market. So your birth certificate has a CUSIP number because the government lists your life on the stock market. I'm not going to go into that all in this video. I just really only wanted to post this video just to show you guys. This is from somebody that I was teaching law to. this is a screenshot that he sent me from the brokerage firm that did a CUSIP lookup for his birth certificate. So all he had to do was give them his birth certificate number and his social, and they got the CUSIP number for that asset. It's a financial asset, and as you can see, it'll show you the amount that's backing that negotiable instrument. So this is all very real. In 1933 is when the government implemented the New World Order and said our citizens belong to us. They're our property, and we all have insurance accounts with funds in them backing us, because that's what happens when there's a debtor and in a debtor relationship. There's got to be some kind of insurance fund to back that financial transaction. And that's what these Social Security accounts are. That's why it's called Social Security, and it's an insurance account.